has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division.
But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
Of the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favoured side.
ESPN analysts Dan Raphael and Stephen A. Smith broke down why Terence Crawford could dismantle Canelo Álvarez. They noted that while Canelo once had an iron chin, recent fights have shown cracks. He's been tagged and hurt more often. Crawford's slick movement, sharp timing, and underrated punching power, they argued, make him a nightmare matchup. In their view, Crawford has all the tools to outbox Canelo and hurt him decisively.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Álvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A. all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hyped about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round 1, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Álvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Stephen A. Smith delivered a bold prediction ahead of the showdown. Without hesitation, he backed Crawford, saying he had complete confidence in his victory. For Smith, what separates Crawford isn't just technical brilliance but also his hunger. He stressed that Crawford's mindset and burning determination to prove himself will be decisive. His confidence underscored just how highly he values Crawford's relentless ambition and preparation.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love
Who's
boxing.
gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Álvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud,
Right.
it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
Always prepared.
He's always ready.
gotta give
He's
him that.
always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and the southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's...
Veteran trainer Teddy Atlas reinforced the skills over size argument. He explained that weight and reach don't mean much against true mastery of boxing. Crawford's precision, timing, and adaptability, Atlas said, are qualities that neutralize raw strength. Against someone like Canelo, who thrives on power and physical presence, Crawford's refined technique could turn those advantages into liabilities.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, but I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated?
Al Bernstein highlighted Crawford's unpredictability as another edge. He pointed out that Crawford doesn't fight to a rigid plan, he adapts mid-bout, creating constant problems for opponents. Against a counterpuncher like Canelo, unpredictability is a nightmare. Bernstein also noted Crawford's ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw, making it even harder for Canelo to anticipate incoming shots.
Most fans or most people would probably say Crawford, I'm guessing, because that's a big part of how he's won, and everybody feels that he, and rightfully so, that the way he's figured out, I mean, he's constantly changing from lefty to righty. He's a person that alters his attack. Sometimes he's a boxer, sometimes he's walking people down. Canelo's style is more the same in most fights. He is a counterpuncher who's waiting for you to make your move so he can counterpunch you.
Gareth A. Davies focused on Crawford's deep experience. With more than 15 years as a pro, Crawford has sharpened his instincts, elevated his ring IQ, and mastered composure under pressure. Davies reminded fans that Crawford's resume is packed with wins over every style: power punchers, slick movers, and iron-willed veterans. His adaptability and patience have earned him a reputation as one of the most complete fighters of his era. Against Canelo, Davies believes that experience gives Crawford a rare advantage.
The levels that he's gone through, the weights that he's gone through, and the opponents that he has been in with. He's come up short against a couple, but he's come through some big challenges as well through his, 65, 66 professional bouts since he was 15 years of age. There's no doubt that this is the biggest test of Terence Crawford's career, not only because of the weight step up, but also because of the level of the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favoured side. He's that good, the angles that he creates, and the way that he not only dissects people, but the way that he puts his foot down when he gets somebody hurt is
he's spiteful.
He's truly impressive.
But what he also does, and this is where I think people are making the mistake with the fight with Israel Madrimov last summer in Los Angeles, was that Terence doesn't mind doing enough to win. He doesn't, if he knows he's got to win on points, he's happy to tuck everything neatly in the office and win round by round. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather, it reminds me of Pernell Whitaker, it reminds me of guys that win with ease without overstretching themselves, that don't have to get in a battle. But when he's got someone hurt, as you rightly say, he's spiteful. I'm not sure he'll get Canelo hurt in this fight, but if his timing and his movement are on, the slightly slowed Canelo, who likes to load up these days, could find himself frustrated by Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and there's also the aspect of when he is behind. I mean, we've all seen that famous clip where he's fighting.
Another analyst emphasized Crawford's confidence, describing how stories from sparring sessions have left lasting impressions on trainers and fighters alike.
He's absolutely
Even
brilliant, but he's
outside
also
official
fighting someone
bouts,
that's
Crawford
equally
dominates.
brilliant. A very different type of style.
That consistency
and a fan
fuels a
favourite.
deep mental toughness and self-assurance, allowing him to enter any fight, Canelo included, believing he can outthink and outperform whoever is in front of him.
Is so confident. He's so confident that he's about to become undisputed. Listen, 2 weeks to go, less than 2 weeks to go now. What? We're talking about 12 days. 12 days. What can we expect from this unbelievable showdown? Listen, the build-up has been absolutely incredible. When you talk about the sparring stories, when you talk about the unbelievable rumors that we've been hearing for the past 10 to 12 weeks. Will but Crawford's power carry? Will Canelo age overnight? So many questions that we have when it comes to this unbelievable fight. But not too long to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to find out the truth. We are about to find out who's truly the greatest of this era. And let me tell you this. I said this in most of my videos so far. The more I watch Bud Crawford and the more I watch Canelo Álvarez tape, the more my appreciation for both men increases. Listen, Canelo is the greatest pressure/counter puncher in history when he puts both together. And Crawford is the most dynamic fighters my eyes ever saw. Ever saw. Now, listen to this. The moment this fight got announced,
Comedian and boxing
we
fan
didn't
Ari
know the
Spears gave a
things
historical angle,
that we
recalling
know now.
decades of Mexican
We
greats
didn't
clashing
know
with
about
American
their
fighters
fight
known for speed and defense.
we didn't know
In many
about
cases, the Americans
shape
came
that
out
they
on
were
top by
gonna
slipping
come in
punches, controlling rhythm,
for
and
this
countering
fight.
with precision. Spears suggested that while Canelo is an elite all-rounder, the matchup follows that classic pattern where skill, defense, and timing often prevail.
Top-notch Hispanic fighter, put him against a top-notch black fighter, the black dude usually edges him out. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Latino fighters, just look at the grades. De La Hoya, motherfucking
Roberto Duran,
Arguello, Felix Trinidad, what's my man's name? Chavez.
Huh?
So there have been legends, but 9 times out of 10, when the top Mexican legend takes on the top black legend, the black dude wins. Boxing and basketball is just something that niggas just, we got that wop that just, we edge you out. We edge you out. Duran lost to Hagler. He got knocked out so viciously by Hearns. Rumor is he's still waking up today. He lost he did the no mas with Leonard.
Yeah, no, I've been hanging out with Sugar Ray Leonard recently. We talked about that whole situation.
De La Hoya lost to Floyd. He lost to Bernard. He lost to Sugar Shane Mosley. Usually the black fighters edge out the Latinos when it come down to it.
So basically you're saying Crawford's gonna win because he's black.
I'm saying he's gonna win because he's got skills. But that black component, that's that extra
On the other
juice.
side,
That's that
Canelo Álvarez projected his
It's like the
trademark
Batmobile
confidence.
when it's going fast.
He dismissed
and
the
then he
need
hits
for
the
outside
nitro button,
validation,
and the
saying he
flame
doesn't
shoots out of the
require
back of the
anyone's
car.
approval to
Takes it
confirm
to
his
another
greatness.
level. Black
His
dudes
long
have
track
the
record
nitro
against
switch.
top opposition, he argued, already proves his status. The contrast is clear. Crawford fights to prove himself with a defining win, while Canelo insists his legacy is already secured.
Something you know you're gonna have, right? They can't deny you anymore.
I don't know, but I don't give a fuck, dude. So I feel I'm the best, and That's it. I don't focus on if the people say or put me in the first position, I'm the best. I feel I'm the best. I'm doing because I love boxing.
I call Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. This is my mega fight. This is my moment.
You didn't have much interest in this Crawford fight. You were saying that there wasn't much in it for you, and you pointed out that people will say that he was too small. What changed?
I think he's one of
Sean
the best
Porter
fighters
spoke
for
with
more fun.
conviction about
He
Crawford's
accomplished a lot of
chances.
things too.
He
Mexicans
believes
with
Crawford's
American
preparation and
fighters
mindset
always
are
big.
operating on a
When he
level
fights at
rarely
Allegiant
seen.
Stadium, I imagine it's gonna
Porter
be,
expects Crawford to enter the
55,000
ring with a
plus
game plan
screaming
tailored to
Canelo
dismantle
fans right
Canelo's
from
style.
Mexico.
Speed, timing, and disciplined execution, he argued, will separate Crawford on fight night. Porter predicted a performance so complete it could redefine expectations in modern boxing. With both men's legacies at stake, Crawford chasing greatness by moving up in weight, and Canelo risking a stain on his resume by losing to a smaller man, the pressure on both sides could not be greater.
Canelo's legacy. And he gave a resounding yeah. A resounding yeah. He said it would tarnish Canelo, massively tarnish Canelo's legacy. And some of the things that he said were just basically things that most of us know, just some register and make sure that other people know and others don't, right? But it would tarnish his legacy, and for the obvious reasons. One is, we know that the guy's older. Crawford's older. He's going to be 38 years old here, right? So he's an older fighter. He's an active fighter, right? And most of the time, these are things that, make people say that people are going to lose. Man, he's
Showbiz
inactive.
the Adult offered
So
a balanced
he's pretty
view.
inactive, hasn't fought in a year.
He credited Canelo's
Hasn't
career-long
fought more than
success
once
to
a
toughness,
year,
strength,
3 to 4
and his
years,
ability
maybe
to apply
5
steady
years.
pressure with counters and traps.
And also,
Those qualities,
he's
he
coming
warned,
up in
make
weight.
Canelo a dangerous test for anyone. But he also pointed to Crawford's wrestling background, which developed his sense of balance, control, and anticipation, skills that blend perfectly with his elite boxing IQ. Combined, they give Crawford a unique edge few fighters possess.
Uses his legs, he uses his core, and then his neck itself to lift up Bivol like Bivol was a featherweight. That is a huge representation of how strong Canelo is. When you look at his workouts, you can tell why he was able to do that. All these damn neck exercises that I wouldn't dare do. Okay, that stuff looks painful. The squatting and all that stuff that he's doing is exactly why Canelo Álvarez, honestly, is a strong fighter. He tried to do it again with William Skull. William Skull shook out of it, but he is a bull. Listen, Terence Bud Crawford is strong. He is, okay, and he understands.
That's it for
leverage,
today's
and he
video.
understands those things.
Stay tuned
because
for
he
more.
wrestled. Honestly, it's very true. But Saul Canelo Álvarez is also extremely strong. Now, let me know how you feel in the comments below.